So this has been a great getaway from the house remodel, our escape to Montana, our friend's beautiful lake cabin. We went into Yellowstone Park yesterday or the day before. See Old Faithful and the geysers, buffalo, and a couple more days and we'll be back at the house. Everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and this is chapter 4 in our progress on the remodel. And this time it's like some awful news. I mean, there's not always smooth sailing involved when you do a remodel, especially in a house that's made in the 1920s like this house. So there's always these surprises. There are like several remodels over the years, and sometimes the work was not done correctly, so the supports are in the wrong places, or it's not strong enough, and now we have to fix all those things before we proceed. So, you know me, I'm trying to be really good at coping and dealing with stuff, so I'm kind of still, hanging in there, and I'm saying to myself, well, at least you're going to get a soap room out of this, and it's part of the work. It's always more expensive and it's always more complicated, and I'm counting our blessings that we have such a good contractor, and he's guiding us through this and doing the best he can, so we're in good hands. Also, the thing that's helping me is to think back on our recent trip to Montana, so I'm going to mix in some of the excerpts from that. And it's sort of like this analogy between the foresty areas and the animals and the peacefulness and the stars out there with the boiling hot pots and geysers. So I'm going to intertwine those in sort of to represent how I feel on the inside about this news. So let me show you some things right now. So one of the things we discovered, or Mike discovered, or the inspectors discovered, is that through the years, as I said, things were not done correctly. For example, these studs are laid in flat and they should be in this direction. They're not even big enough to support the plumbing involved. And what I mean by support is there's not much space. So Mike has to turn these or build them out so that the wall can come out to fit that more. That's going to eat up into the soap room a bit. Not so happy about that, but I do want plumbing in there, and that's just about where the sink is going to be. But almost more tragic than that is the discovery that this is not the load-bearing wall, but this post is bearing the weight of a lot up there. So it looks like this post will be going, but this one we have to keep, and unfortunately that's right where the door or entry to the soap room was going to be. So we have to reconfigure this. I'm kind of show you these markings on the floor. If you can see that pencil line, that's where the wall separating the soap room from the kitchen was going to be. And actually this part is still going to be there, but this lip can no longer be there because we need more than 2 feet to squeeze into my soap room. So this arm of the wall is going to be right here. Unfortunately, the cabinetry that was going to be in this space can no longer be in there because of this little space here. So what we're going to do, I think, is to move the shelving that was going to be here for fragrance bottles and move the thin, narrow shelves here to hold all those thin bottles of fragrance, and build out cabinets over here. So that sounds like it can work, and we'll see how the rest of the room takes shape after we push this wall back, and I work with the cabinet designer again to see what we can do. So I'm not throwing in the towel yet as far as just how excited I was. I'm still excited. We'll just have to see what works out there. The other thing over here out the window is the support for the deck. And they look like deep enough holes for me, but the inspectors called out for another report to test the soil and how dense and compacted and strong that's going to be. And depending on that test, they may have to dig those holes deeper seems adequate to me, but in San Diego, being in California with earthquakes, we have to overbuild. So hopefully we're built enough there. It looks like we are going to be able to salvage the pepper tree, but it has to be cut back by a third. And the other trees back there I'm worried about, because all those trees have to be trimmed so that they are so that the branches are 10 feet apart, and that's all to prevent fires from spreading quickly. They're very volatile trees with the eucalyptus oil, but we're looking at dollars, dollar signs right now. It has to be done probably anyway, and we'd sleep more soundly knowing that the fire will be slow enough so that the crews, fire people, can come in and beat the fire to its race toward the house. So that's the report right now. This is how I feel right now. But there's beauty in that too, right? Kind of steamy, bubbly. That's what I'm trying to settle, be calm, and yeah, even Clyde can kind of churn a bit on the inside, but generally not. So let's see, that's it. Talk about the trip a little bit, and after that I think I do need to look at these photos and videos of the trip again to remind me that there's a peaceful world out there too. So I'll leave you with that, and I thank you for watching. Can't wait to get back to soaping, and I can't wait till this project is over so that our lives can approach some semblance of normalcy again. Thanks for all the comments, guys, and for subscribing and all that. You are a big, important support network for me too, so thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.